Название – Сад Зеркал. В древней земле Иверет, между горами заката и морями рассвета, находился сад, в котором отражались не цветы, а души. Его называли садом зеркал. Там не было стекла и серебра, только живые лозы и светящиеся цветы, переливающиеся, как вода. Когда путник входил в сад, растения расцветали в формах и цветах, показывая его истинную суть – раны, надежды, мужество и иллюзии. В сад входили лишь те, чье сердце было открыто. Ибо сад не терпел лжи. Лира, молодая травница из тихой деревушки Наринваль, славилась в долине своей безмерной добротой. Она лечила без оплаты, кормила голодных, утешала даже тех, кто когда-то ее обманул. Ее сердце было открыто, как небо, и также уязвимо. Но беда, как всегда, не заставила себя ждать. Однажды в деревню пришел странник, рыцарь по имени Каэль. Его доспехи были ржавыми, глаза полны тьмы. Он рассказывал о предательстве, боли и потере. Лира приютила его, вылечила, поверила в его раскаяние. Поверила и отдала все — заботу, кров, доверие. Но Каэль не пришел за исцелением. Он пришел, чтобы взять. Когда утром он исчез, вместе с ним исчезли ее сбережения, лечебные книги и волшебные семена, переданные бабушкой, семена, способные лечить даже боль души. Лира стояла в опустевшем доме не в слезах, а в тишине. На столе осталась лишь записка. «Ты слишком добра для этого мира». Соседи качали головами, глупая девочка. Вот к чему ведет доброта. Но Лира не плакала. Она собрала сумку и направилась в сад зеркал. «Я должна понять», — тихо сказала она. Когда она подошла к вратам сада, лозы мягко разошлись. Она шагнула внутрь, и мир изменился. Деревья засияли ее воспоминаниями, радостью детства, прикосновением к исцелению, лицами тех, кому она помогла. Цветы расцветали в местах, где она проявляла милосердие. Но и мрак поднимался, сорняки предательства, лианы, похожие на руки, что брали и брали, не отдавая. И тогда она увидела себя. Фигура из лунного света стояла напротив, точь-в-точь как Лира, только с глазами, сверкающими, как гладь воды. «Ты — это я?» — спросила Лира. «Я та часть тебя, что наблюдает». «Та, которую ты игнорируешь», — ответило отражение. «Я была добра», — прошептала Лира. «Я отдала ему все». «Ты была добра», — кивнула та. Но доброта без границ — это не дар, это приглашение к разрушению. Сердце Лиры сжалось. Тогда мне не стоит помогать.
Title: The Garden of Mirrors. In the ancient land of Ivereth, nestled between the mountains of dusk and the seas of dawn, there was a garden said to show not flowers, but reflections of the soul. They called it the Garden of Mirrors. No glass, no silver, only living vines and glowing blossoms that shimmered like water. When a traveler entered, the garden bloomed into shapes and colors that revealed their truest nature, their wounds, their hopes, their courage, and their illusions. Only the kind-hearted dared to enter, for the garden could not be deceived. Lyra, a young herbalist from the humble village of Norenvale, was known across the valley for her unshakable kindness. She healed without asking payment, fed the starving, comforted even those who had once stolen from her. Her heart was open like the sky, and just as vulnerable. But trouble bloomed, as it always does. One day, a wandering knight named Kale came to Norenvale, wounded and grim. His armor was rusted, his eyes shadowed, and his stories were woven of betrayal and loss. Lyra nursed him to health, let him stay in her cottage, trusted his tales, believed his regret. She gave him everything: time, safety, love. But Kale did not come to be healed. He came to take. When he vanished one morning, so did half her gold, her medicinal books, and the enchanted seeds passed down from her grandmother, seeds that could cure even soul sickness. Lyra stood in the empty room, stunned not by what was missing, but by what remained, a single line scrawled on parchment. "You're too kind for this world." Her neighbors shook their heads. "Foolish girl," they said. "This is what kindness gets you." But Lyra didn't cry. She packed her satchel and set off for the Garden of Mirrors. "I need to understand," she whispered. When she arrived at the garden's gate, the vines parted silently. She stepped inside, and the world changed. The trees shimmered with her memories, her childhood joy, her healing touch, the faces of those she'd helped. Flowers bloomed where she had offered mercy. But darker things grew too, weeds of betrayal, vines shaped like hands that took and took. And then, she saw herself. A figure made of moonlight stood before her, identical in every way, except for the eyes, which shimmered like still water, calm and unreadable. "Are you me?" Lyra asked. "I am the part of you that watches." "The part you ignore," the reflection answered. "I was kind," Lyra said. "I gave him everything." "You were kind," the mirror self agreed. "But kindness without boundaries is not a gift, it's an invitation for destruction." Lyra's heart twisted. "Then I should not help others?" "You should. But not at the cost of your soul. Compassion does not mean setting yourself on fire to warm someone who brought only cold. Forgiveness does not mean letting the same dagger strike twice." The garden grew silent, waiting. "You have confused mercy with surrender," the reflection said gently. "Kindness is sacred when it grows beside wisdom. Naivety is a vine that strangles the root." Lyra closed her eyes. For the first time, she saw herself clearly, not as a broken soul who had been taken from, but as a guardian of something precious, her heart, her magic, her future. When she opened her eyes, the mirror self was gone. In its place, a silver blossom grew, the flower of discernment, said to bloom only when self-respect and kindness grew in balance. She took it gently, pressed it to her chest. She walked out of the garden not weaker, but wiser. Years later, they still tell stories of Lyra the Gentle, not because she never said no, but because when she said yes, it was powerful. She healed those who truly sought healing. She forgave without forgetting. And when the knight returned, limping and lost, she looked him in the eye and said, "I wish you peace. But you will not find it here." And she walked away, with kindness in her heart, and strength in her spine.